Am I the dipstick for letting my daughter keep her room? Originally posted to r/am I the dipstick, but moved to best of Redditor updates. Am I the dipstick for letting my daughter keep her room? 47 male. My daughter, 15 female, has one of the 2 rooms in my house with an ensuite bathroom. It's a largish room with a nice bay window, obviously very nice. I've recently become engaged to my girlfriend of 3 years, 33 female, and her landlord has recently hiked her rent, so we're planning to have her move in with me. She has some kids. She has 2 daughters, 13 female and 10 female, and 2 sons, 11 male and 9 male. She is also pregnant, with our daughter due in about 5 months. I've made it absolutely clear to my daughter, as a condition of getting her approval on moving my girlfriend in, that she is allowed to keep her room, and she is also allowed to have a full lock on her door. For what it's worth, I also got my son's, 24 male, blessing to give away his old room, although that's more of a moot point, as he lives with his own girlfriend now. My daughter plans to go to school locally, and I have told her in no uncertain terms that she's welcome to live at home for the rest of my life, and after that, she can inherit the house. I bought the house with her mother and paid it off in large part with her mother's life insurance 10 years ago. So it only seems fair. She says she's all right as long as she has her room and her bathroom, and she's allowed to put a lock on her door. She has a toaster oven and a mini fridge in there, so I guess she's pretty well set up. My daughter will be giving up a room that she's currently using as a studio/project space. She does art, videos, and voiceovers, etc., so even her larger room will become a bit more cramped, and she'll definitely need the extra space she has. There will be a bedroom for my girlfriend's girls, my daughter's old project room, and my girlfriend's boys will be getting my son's old room. I'm going to be putting in a finished nursery/bedroom in the basement for our new daughter. My girlfriend thinks that this is unfair. She thinks it was wrong of me to make the decision without her, and she also thinks that she should move her 2 daughters into my daughter's room, and that my daughter should have to move to the smaller room that they'll be getting. The 2 of them already share a smaller room than the one I'm moving them into as it is, so they are getting an upgrade regardless. My girlfriend thinks that it's not fair for my daughter to have a bathroom all day herself, and that there won't be enough bathrooms for everyone else. She also disapproves of my daughter being able to lock everyone out. There were other smaller things she didn't like that I agreed to with my daughter, like the fact that she is to be paid for any babysitting, or the fact that my older car, her mom's old car, is hers when she gets her driver's license. We'll have our own bathroom in the master bedroom, and the house has 3 other bathrooms besides, 1 on each floor, 1 near what will be her girls' room, 1 not far from what will be the boys' room, and 1 little basically be directly next to the new finished room. I told my girlfriend that my deal with my daughter is non-negotiable, set in stone, and that it's literally a condition of her even moving in. My girlfriend is upset that my daughter and I both have spaces completely dedicated to ourselves. I have my office, which I need because I work from home and have projects besides, and there aren't a whole lot of other spaces to put people. I told her she can pretty much do what she wants in the living room, but that it is what it is, and there's pretty much nothing to be done about it. A bigger house is not an option unless my girlfriend is going to start making a heck of a lot more money and buy her own bigger house. It's already a pretty big house, and housing is expensive. I told her that she's already getting a break by my only expecting her to contribute 15 or 20% to household bills. If we were doing it proportionately, it would be more like 25 to 30%. We keep separate finances, and we've agreed to a prenup. My girlfriend just seems upset that I won't change the setup, even though there's no real way to change it. And she's accused me of treating my daughter like a spoiled little princess and letting her be queen of the house. Frankly, my daughter comes first. She's lived here all her life, and I already know it's going to be a big adjustment having all these other kids move in. As much as I love my girlfriend and as much as I want our relationship to work out, if it's a matter of choosing between the 2 of them, then my relationship with my girlfriend is a sacrifice I'm willing to make. I've told her that if she comes into this with wicked stepmother vibes, and that'll be the end of things. She thinks I'm being unreasonable. Am I the dipstick? Update. I got a lot of eye-opening insight and advice from my post, so I feel it's worth giving everyone an update, especially considering developments. First, to address a few questions that seemed to keep coming up before I lost the ability to read each and every reply, although I'm still trying. My son, 24 male, is my child from a previous relationship before I married my late wife. He has his own provisions in my will, but he's quite aware that the house goes to his sister. My own sister is to become guardian of my daughter if anything should happen to me. I love my sister as dearly as I love anyone, and she and her niece love each other and get along great. I trust her completely if, God forbid, anything should happen. Yes, the basement is an unusual place for a nursery, but I was just trying to make people fit where they could go. The move was supposed to be happening within a month, and my girlfriend's older kids needed rooms now. Meanwhile, the baby isn't going to be born for about 5 months, so she could go into the room that isn't made yet. I honestly figured we could keep a crib in our room for a bit, and after that, it's no big deal for a kid to have her room in a finished basement. Also, honestly, I didn't want to move my office. It's been where it is forever, and I didn't want to move it. I can't admit that. We've had the beginnings/groundwork of a finished basement since forever, but there was never any reason to really put a move on it. It was a big change to go from having more room than we need with just me and my daughter rattling around in the house to suddenly scrambling for space and to not having enough. It was the obvious spot where an additional bedroom could go, but not a spot where a bedroom is now. My girlfriend and I had talked about marriage and children more or less in the abstract on many occasions, and we both wanted to get married at some point if things continued to work out, and I wanted to have more children, although this pregnancy was quite unexpected. It was my girlfriend's pregnancy combined with the rent hike on her place that accelerated the timetable on things. For what it's worth, the rent hike is real. I've seen the paperwork, and I have literally no reason to suspect the baby is not mine. But yes, the only reason why we got engaged so recently is because my girlfriend got pregnant. The only reason why my girlfriend and her kids would be moving in with me so suddenly is because she was likely to need to move somewhere, and I'd obviously like to be responsible for my coming daughter. To me, it made sense for my daughter to live with me. I never wanted to be an absentee part-time parent or to not have time or share space with my child. The circumstances all made sense, at least until now. I was definitely wary of my girlfriend and paying more attention to her, especially after the many comments that I read. I came to Reddit to get a sanity check on whether or not I was being a dipstick about my conditions with my daughter, not to try to actually make any kind of major life or relationship changes. But I didn't want to turn a blind eye either. It was Friday, and my daughter texted me asking for her allowance. I was with my girlfriend at the time, and I went ahead and let the subject come up. I give my daughter $100 a week. My girlfriend thinks that this is crazy and excessive. She thinks it's improper, and she's brought it up as an example of how she thinks I'm raising my daughter like a spoiled princess. She said as much again when I told her I was sending my daughter her allowance, but this time my girlfriend also asked if her kids would get the same allowance after we get married. I told her that someday our new daughter would probably get an allowance just like my daughter does, but that there was no way I had any plans of shelling out an extra $400 a week for her other kids. My girlfriend got upset. She said that my daughter wastes my money on shoes and makeup. She has previously criticized my daughter for wearing fancy sneakers, high heels, and makeup. And she said that I was showing favoritism and that is a form of abuse. She complained about me letting my daughter buy things with my credit card and store my credit card on her phone when I don't even let my girlfriend do that. She said that whatever money was going to go to the kids should be split evenly amongst them. When I shrugged and told her that wasn't going to happen and that I wasn't going to cut my daughter's allowance, she snapped at me and said that a man living alone with his daughter and doting on her like I do is creepy and incestuous. And she said, "You've just replaced your dead wife with your daughter and you need to stop." That was it. Sure, I've ignored a lot of red flags up till now, but that was it. She started trying to tell me about how it's unhealthy for me to be so close with my daughter, and how she didn't want her kids to be neglected, and how she wanted to be treated as an equal if we were getting married. But I interrupted her, and I told her that I don't think we should be getting married. I told her that I don't want her moving in and that we were going to need to work something else out. To be perfectly honest, my sister, my brother, and some of my friends have expressed some of the same misgivings about my girlfriend that I've read, although they were generally a lot more gentle about it. I was in love with her. In fact, I'm still in love with her, and I wasn't seeing things clearly. I told her that I would always make sure that our child had a roof over her head, but that she was going to have to work something out for herself and her kids on her own. Obviously, we had a huge fight. She screamed at me. She called me a heartless B-word. She blamed my daughter for trying to sabotage our relationship. She guilt-tripped me about her cost of living and how I'm in an empty house all by myself. She also guilt-tripped me about the stress on the baby, and I actually do feel bad and worry about that. She eventually broke down crying and told me to leave. In the past 10 years, this was the first relationship with a woman I've had that became serious. I love her, and this hurts. It hurts a heck of a lot. I told my daughter that she didn't have to bother moving her stuff out of the other room, that my girlfriend wasn't coming, and we hugged. She asked if this was her fault, and I told her no. I told her I honestly feel like marrying my girlfriend would have been a mistake, even if the two of them could have been best buddies. I always wanted to have a few more kids, and I've missed having a wife. But things don't always happen the way we want. So I'm pretty sure my relationship with my girlfriend is effectively over, even if we're going to be raising a child together for the foreseeable future. My new daughter can have my son's old room whenever we work out whatever custody agreement we end up working out. I'm not sorry to be having another kid, even if I really wish the circumstances could be better. The red flags were always there. I guess it's better that I notice them now instead of even later. Still swaying comments. I'm actually stunned that your girlfriend didn't also start dictating your daughter's new chore list. Top of the list would have been getting all of her kids ready for school in the morning, making them breakfast daily, driving them to and from school, and any activities they had, with that car that a spoiled brat like her doesn't deserve anyway, and pay for the gas out of her own allowance. Oh, and free babysitting on the weekends. This delusional witch actually thought a little oops baby was going to allow her to call all the shots for a man she isn't even married to, in a house she doesn't own or even live in yet. The gall. What a refreshing change to see an OP kick the evil step-parent-to-be to the curb before any damage has been done. Savan responds, I think she'd tried, hence his comment about setting rules, like she'd be paid for any babysitting she did. This story stopped being about the bedroom pretty quickly. Keeping one room wasn't the issue. The real issue was that his girlfriend wanted to change almost every part of his daughter's life before she had even moved in. Then accusing him of having an inappropriate relationship with his own daughter because he cared for her was a line that would be very difficult to come back from. I think ending the engagement probably saved everyone a lot more heartache down the road. What do you think? Was he right to stand his ground? Or should he have tried harder to compromise? Respond in the comments, and please don't forget to show your support with a like and subscribe.